What up? What up? Welcome to the Crown and Stitch podcast, official fitted hats podcast that you need in your life. My name is Nick Ingval. I'm with my guy Dexter, aka Smooth as Eggs. Talk about some fitteds. Found some fitteds on sale, which is a whole conversation in itself. But we're about to drop some gems in your timeline. So pull out the credit card. We'll link to these for you. But before we get into that, what's good, man? How you been?
I'm doing good. It's cold. I'm back in the city. I got my heater on blast. It's on 100, literally. I got, obviously, as you see, I got my Sneaker History hoodie right here that my man hooked me up with. But, getting ready for Turkey Day, It's football, food, family, 3S,
Yep.
R.I.P. John Madden.
Yeah, exactly. Gonna see that, I don't even know. I haven't been paying attention, but what are they up to? Like turkey legs, they got to have like 12, 18 turkey legs in the turkey for football this year.
It's yeah. I think you got to, or go 22, go 2022 turkey legs. Yeah, I remember they had 6 on there when I was like younger, and I was like, that don't make any sense. Hold on,
right?
What's going on here?
Yeah. Also, shout out to the Kings, 7 straight wins. We gotta get some bragging in right now because it's been almost 20 years since we could say that as Kings fans.
Seriously.
But the team is looking
good. Warriors is they're looking a little better, but right now in California, we are king.
Yo, actually, I wanted your take on this because I saw the other day, the Warriors sat basically everybody. What was it? A couple nights ago. And of course, like Twitter was just ablaze with, hate because players were taking a night off. I can understand. The only way I can understand you get mad at a player taking a day off is if you paid for tickets and you don't get to see that player play, right? Because you're buying tickets well in advance usually, that's like the only time. Because in my mind, these guys do way more work than the rest of us. Like they probably physically deserve a day off more than a lot of people. But I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to sound like an old man, okay? Because Michael Jordan didn't take days off. If the supposed greatest player of all time never took a day off, and he also would go play 9 holes of golf before the game, smoke a cigar, and probably be hungover, dude, you can play. It's all right. Like he came out and was amazing. Just think if he had all the technology of today and all the all the help that these players have, it's like it's supposed to be the most athletic in history right now. But why are they at the most, I don't want to play also. That part I don't understand. Because if these fans are paying for the tickets, you got to show up. That's your job.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you think, I feel like the whole starting 5 taking a night off is kind of some bougie shit. Like,
that's ridiculous.
I can understand a player
that's just
here
the
and
team
there
saying, but we give up. Yeah. We give up today.
Yeah.
It's a back-to-back night. And baseball players used to have double headers every Sunday, right?
Yeah. Not to mention you look at other sports I don't know. Hockey, for instance, these guys are getting destroyed every game and they're playing, 3-4 nights a week. So there's no, but yeah, it's an interesting thing. I can understand kind of both sides of it. But to your point, I think the access that they have to keep their bodies in tip top shape, even if they got to fly across the country for a back-to-back, it's not like they can't, it's not like they're not in some comfortable ass, bed getting their rest in between games, So I don't know.
Yep. Flying on a jet.
Exactly.
Private, you know, and then players back in the day, they're on the bus.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. All right. Well, let's start off. What do you got on your head today?
So I pulled this out since I moved right up the street from old school Seals Stadium. This is San Francisco Seals. Just a hat, no patch on the back, no patch on the side, just old school Pacific Coast League.
Nice. I got the Kings hat, pickup from Sacramento Kings from Lids, I believe, a few months back. I think I actually talked about this one. This is one of my favorite Kings logos, though. Just the ball integrated with the lion with the crown on top. One of my favorites, but kind of standard issue too. I think I've got it's got like the hardwood court HWC on the back, which I'm not a big fan of, but looks good from the front, so I'm good with that. And I got to represent right now. So
for sure, this might be the. I don't know when we'll ever have 7 in a row.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like when I wear Kings stuff normally, you know, like I get those people that are like, oh man, Kings fan, huh? Rough life. And then so now I have to like make sure that I get a couple of those like, yo, go Kings, you know, like.
But so when I'm working these concerts at the venues, most of our staff is from SAC. So they're always coming up fist bumping me. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, you see last night? Like, hell yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm not alone at work. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. I'm definitely, you know, working for a you know, primarily a company from the East Coast. I'm not really connected to too many folks during the workday that are Kings fans. A couple Giants fans, though. I got a couple of folks from the Bay that work with me. But what do we want to do next?
They'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Everybody, you know, what is it? God allows U-turns. Jesus allows U-turns. So, you know, I guess as sports fans, we can allow you to go to the wrong direction until you come back to the right place.
That's right. They'll be coming back around, you know, to this royalty. Okay. But let's do a new pickup. What you got?
All right. I bought something kind of weird. I mean, not weird. It's a dope hat, but I was really curious about this because
we still wrapped up. Yeah, we pulled them out.
Yeah, it just showed up yesterday. So where's the break on this? This is a Kith New Era fitted.
Oh,
with the
Knickerbocker.
Yeah, apparently, Ronnie Feig is creative director for the New York Knicks now. But I mean, I'm a fan of the brand. I don't usually spend as much as they charge, but I was really curious because one, this is just a dope looking hat color wise. Got the little side patch there, New Era on the sides. But
I like that.
I thought this was a pretty dope detail.
Yeah, I saw that Hat Club just started having similar type patches on the inside of theirs.
This is actually a low crown New Era fitted.
Yeah.
Which I don't own any because I typically just don't care for that style. But I saw it and I was like, oh, that's pretty dope design. Maybe I'll grab it, see if I like it. It's just interesting because, like, you know, I think it's a coastal thing. Like most of the time, like, you know, the friends that I have that are into the low crown are from the East Coast, you know, Boston, New York area typically. And I was like, oh, I should give this a shot just to see if I actually like it. But also I'm curious. I haven't put it on. Obviously, I just pulled out of the box, but I'm also curious like how it fits and how it feels. So maybe I'll talk about that on a future episode once I actually wear it. Because as a baseball,
you got to rock it for like, you know, a good 4 or 5 hours, see how it feels.
Yeah, exactly.
Then come back with a review of the Kith low crown.
Well, because it's like as a baseball fan, like I just wear the high crown, like, you know, that's kind of the standard, right? And like, you know, some of the hats that you play in end up becoming low crown just by nature, but you know, it's just not something I would buy that normally. But this one, like kind of that creamy white color was pretty dope, so I figured I'd go for it. But how about you? What'd you pick up lately?
So I remember saying that I couldn't find my New York Giants hat. Remember that? And I was speculating on who might have snatched it up. I did find it during the move,
nice.
But in between that, I had to get another one because I couldn't not have one, and one popped up. This has a 1933 World Series.
Oh, that's
logo.
dope! I've never seen that one.
Yeah, dude. I was like, oh, this. I got it. Yeah. I have to. This is a must cop. And this is back to the other one. So 1905 Polo Grounds. So every time I wear these hats, this one people think is a Yankees hat, to which I have to sit them down and give them some history. And I've worn this one and gotten Mets fans trying to fist bump me. And I'm like, no, this is the original New York team, dude. The OGs.
It is funny because I actually had the same experience when I wore that hat the first time, like a couple months back. We were actually at like the Farmers Fork Festival out here in Sac, and a woman came up to me and was like, basically like, she actually was, I don't know why, but she was just like kind of just talking baseball generally. But it turns out like she's a Dodger fan. But then when she saw the hat, she thought like I was a Yankees fan, and I was like, no, this is actually a Giants. I'm actually still your enemy, But it was it was just a weird experience. But it's interesting because like if you're wearing like your Seals hat, for instance, you don't get a lot of like mistakes with it. Like people just see the SF, they think it's all Giants, right? Like somehow like the Giants have just consumed any SF logo. But then like with the Yankees and the Mets, it's one of those things where I feel like if you're a fan of either of those teams, you would actually recognize the difference. But I guess like people just don't, people aren't paying attention to the details like that or whatever.
The details, man. The serifs.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The detail is in the white squatchy right here. Okay, lady?
Yep. Exactly. But
speaking of, what color is your squatchy up there? Is it gray or we got a purple going on? Purple. Hell yeah. See, people, you got to pay attention to your squatchy,
Exactly. All right. Well, let's save the kicks and the fists for the end, but let's roll through some of these Hat Club exclusives, even some Hat Club exclusives on sale right now, which
hold on, time out.
Go ahead.
This is how we know the phone's listening. I just got a text message from Hat Heaven. 60 fitteds are back. Take advantage of our early Black Friday buy one get second 50% off sale. They have literally been listening to everything we were just talking about. Like, come on, Hat Heaven, you got to do better.
Oh man, that's too funny.
I'm tapped.
Right.
All right, sorry, we can continue.
Oh man. Well, Hat Club has let's not go too far down this path, but let's talk about oversaturation a little bit, because you and I both started today's conversation before we hit record talking about how many hats are out there right now, to the point where, there are just some basic hats being thrown out from a lot of different companies that don't really do much storytelling, that don't really differentiate between anything that's on the market. And to me, aside from the fact that we know more people are into fitteds right now than ever before, it seems like we're entering like a dangerous place with the amount of hats that are just available at all times. Because, well, now we're seeing collections and limited stuff dropping prices. So are we at a tipping point, or are we already past it? Like, do you think people are going to be like the boom for hats is kind of on its way down now? Or do you think the market is just kind of filled and people will eventually scoop these up on a discount and move forward, kind of the way sneakers did, let's say 10, 15 years ago?
So I want to preface this before by saying to all the people, me and Nick did a whole podcast before this podcast that didn't even get recorded. We talked about finance, cryptocurrency, work life. So how about you comment or put in the review if you guys want us to talk about more? Maybe we'll put that somewhere else for you guys to get that information. Because I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, man, we should have hit the record button.
Yep.
Immediately. Yep. But I think the oversaturation is real. I mean, it almost feels like I mentioned earlier, like how baseball cards were. Like there was a point where it was the cool thing. It was great. You could see the guy's stats. You could see these cool photos that they had. And that was like, 50s, 60s, 70s. And then the 80s hit and everybody was like trying to get a piece of the pie, copying everybody else and exploding it, flooding the market. And last year, you couldn't go to a hat club and find a hat you wanted. At least I couldn't. Nick could, because it would probably be a 7 1/4 and an 8. That's all they had, the smallest size and the largest size. But now, like me and him are scrolling through and we're seeing all these hyped packs and releases that are still sitting there half off. Like some are really, really super dope hats that if I had all the money in the world, I would be scooping up 10 of these things right now. And they have my size. It's almost like it's wild. And it's probably not just Hat Club. If you probably went to the other ones, I'm assuming as well, because Hat Club is the original. Like this is the OG of it all, the originator. So that's what happens when like you had COVID and people wanted all these hats and they were complaining. And now they're probably pressing up 4 or 5 times more the amount of hats, but they're not selling anymore.
Do you think it's good to have, like, just for the industry as a whole, is it good to have good hats on sale, or is it like better to keep it all like the limited stuff always sells out?
Oh no, please keep them on sale. Yeah, like I said, I would love to go back to spending $25. I remember back in spending $25 on a fitted hat. Now, you know, when I first started buying Hat Club hats, I think they were $35-$40, and that was a lot.
Yeah.
Now they're, 50, sometimes 60 if they, think it's some super. Yeah. So no, I think it's a good thing to have them on sale. Obviously, these companies are probably figuring out that they have to do a little downsizing on all that because, like I said, like you're selling your hats for half off now, even though I don't know how much they're, spending to get them made, but I don't think it's a bad thing, but I think it's a bad thing when you have so many of these new companies popping up, all trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a tough balance, right? Like, I feel like I working in sneakers for so long, I just reference the sneaker industry and the footwear industry a lot, but like, I think that just on a like massive consumer cultural level, Nike really kind of changed the way that we think of shopping with like the limited releases and stuff. And it kind of is at a point where I feel like we're getting almost to the point where people are like tired of playing the game because, and if you're into sneakers, obviously, you know about the sneakers app and how, it's a massive, kind of shit show at times. And, it's crazy because you would have never thought that would cause like this almost like backlash towards like the consumerism that it is. Right. And businesses ebb and flow and all that stuff all the time. And like the people, like you and I are going to be talking about fitteds 20 years from now. Like it's not going to change because it's just how we are, who we are, and what we love. Right. And like, especially because it's rooted in baseball, which is for me. And I think rooted, in family and like, the things that like.
You paused up on me. What'd you say? Yeah, it just went.
It's still going.
You were
I think
just stale for a second there.
But like all those things weigh into the way people like consume things. And I think that baseball, for me and family for me always drives that like kind of interest in fitteds. But we're also at this point where like industries are trying to copy the model of like limited hype stuff. I saw a company that is an electric car manufacturer called Canoe. And I think the cars that they're making are really cool. They're like early on in the stages of the company. They've only, produced a handful of like prototypes, and they're like now like got a couple of orders from like, I think maybe NASA and Walmart or some places like that. So now they've got money coming in to build these cars, electric vehicles. But they just released today for the Black Friday for Black Friday today, or Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, whatever they want to call it. They released a bunch of like utility stuff. So like they did like limited edition like knives and limited edition backpacks and limited edition like leather goods. So like they're trying to like, I guess, fund or hype up the brand by having these limited edition products. They're not even connected to the actual business that they're in. And that's weird. I don't think they're the only ones. They just came to mind because I saw them earlier today. I think everybody tries to do this to some extent, right? Like it's a part of like adding value to your YouTube channel. Eventually we'll have merch and fitteds and, support us by buying this stuff because it helps us spread the word. But it's such a weird thing to see this like massive amount of stuff. We're looking at Hat Club and there's, 186 hats on sale right now. And just scrolling through, I think probably at least half, maybe 100, 110 are like hats I would say probably should sell better or should have sold out without there being just massive amounts of people making fitteds right now. And I don't know, it's a really interesting thing. So we'll still be talking about it, but it'll be interesting to watch all these companies. And like you said, like Hat Club is kind of the OG in the space. They're probably going to be around. They'll, weather the storm, whether this, slows down a lot or a little over the next couple of years. But, it's definitely some of those smaller people that are, being a little too aggressive with how many hats that are cranking out that won't necessarily make the cut, which is unfortunate, but just kind of how it is.
You saying that kind of made me think about something. And I'm like, I mentioned, like, it's Hat Club. They're the OG. They'll be fine. They started this gangster shit, whatever. But also, there was a point where that was Lids.
Yeah.
Lids was the go-to spot. You really couldn't go find hats too many other places. You go to mom and pop here and there, but there weren't like companies with websites like that. And Lids has kind of been, kind of swept away a little bit because they are late on this trend of, hats with these wild colors and patches and everything. They kind of caught on sort of late, And now they're doing some of the, things that I would like. But I'd say when they first started, I was like, oh, you guys are trying, but you're doing it the wrong way, Like that bubblegum hats that they were doing. Yeah. That was terrible.
Yep. Yeah, man. I mean, and that's the thing. I think like there's room for experimentation in all this stuff, but it's definitely it's got to be a strategy that encompasses all different types of approaches, right? If you're going to experiment, right? Like if you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to try this, let's say, I don't know. We talked about suede and corduroy or like neon or like 3M or reflective or all these, like all these glow in the dark things, like all these different elements. If you're just like default, like, oh, let's do 50 hats with all this crazy material and crazy colors, then it takes away from like the core value of, oh, this is a good theme, a good story, or just like a nostalgic side patch, nostalgic team logo, that kind of thing. Which I think is really interesting. And yeah, I would agree. Like Lids definitely, been around a long time. Obviously that was like a mall store for many years that like we all went to. I think like, being in Sacramento, I'm a little spoiled because we had Sports Fever, which was like, both Arden Mall. They were out in, I think they were in Florin and at Sunrise at one point. But like, it's one of those like old school hats and jerseys shops. And for me, like they did like the loyalty thing. Like I still have the little, it's literally just a blue piece of paper that says you get 10% off anytime. And my name is still in their little binder when I go in there and I can still get a discount on the hat.
Damn,
but like, I've had that for like 20 something years at least, because I was like, oh, I'm buying Giants hats every season. Might as well spend the, $50 lifetime membership or whatever it was. And it seemed absurd at the time. But like now I've definitely gotten way more than that.
It's paid off.
So, but yeah, anyway.
It's kind of like us. We had a shirt teak out here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. Same vibe. Yeah.
Go to Hilltop Mall. Yeah. RIP.
Yep. Totally. But yeah, well, let's talk about some of these. We got a little bit of time left, and I think there are some gems in here. And first off the bat, I'm just going to say, because I already spent the money, they got the Oakland Athletics with the 25th anniversary beer pack, that pink with the yellow logo, $24.98. I paid $55 plus. So y'all should go buy whatever sizes are left.
Seriously, I have a similar one. The old time Detroit Tigers. I got that the instant that it came out. I was like, oh, this is super dope. It's the hometown old time collection with the kind of Sandlot theme of the old kind of hats. That thing is sitting there for $25 in all but 2 sizes. That is literally mind blowing.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. One of the interesting packs that's on here too, I think we talked about, but this Parks pack, there's just a lot of options on it. I don't know how I missed like all the different variations, but just looking right here, you've got the Los Angeles Angels with a 25th anniversary patch, the Dodgers with a 60th anniversary patch, the Red Sox with a 46 All-Star Game patch, the A's with the Battle of the Bay patch, and 3 different versions of the Diamondbacks with either the snake logo, the D logo, or the A logo with like the same color theme throughout. If you're like, all of those Diamondbacks have all sizes available. So like, I don't know what's wrong with people in Arizona right now. They just don't care about representing, but like all 3 of those are good looking hats.
Also, there's 2 more on the next page over. I don't know why it skipped with the little trucker hats. There's 2 trucker hats in between, but on page 3, there's 2 more.
Phoenix, and then the 48th state or whatever. I mean, yeah, $25. Yep. Oh man, you should definitely click the link in the description and buy these hats because I don't.
Yeah, Hat Club. We're trying to get y'all some business. Y'all got to hook us up, man.
Seriously.
We need a Crown to Stitch collection.
There we go. Hey, 2023. We're going to make that happen.
It's coming, baby. But they have the State Fruit collection, which I kind of vaguely remember.
I don't know if I remember that one.
And I have to assume it's colored in State Fruit colorways. They got Interstellar jelly hats. Like, they have so many of these collections that they spent time on advertising and videos for all these. You know, like they've upped their marketing game up, and these hats are just sitting there for half off. It's mind blowing.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I have to just assume that they're printing out, ordering just way more hats that are just sitting there. So maybe they're getting their monies, and that's why they're like able to sell them for half off. But it's still a little bizarre.
Up and down the teams, like there's just some great classic hats, and a lot of them have like full colorways available, you know. So $25 for you know, like, especially if you're a fan of a team, you're going to wear that hat so often.
Seriously,
anyway.
Like, I can't wear a Cubs hat, but that little bear on there, super dope, man. That Philadelphia Phillies hat, super dope. Like, man, kind of wish that I could just like go on vacation for like 3 weeks and wear these so that nobody who I know would see me, you know? Because if I can't walk the streets out here, they're like, hold on, man, you got a Cubs hat on?
Speaking of, I would never, ever, 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 ever spend my money or buy or wear a Yankees hat. But I have to shout out this Road World Series Yankees hat with a 52 World Series patch on it. Heather gray, navy bill, green underbrim. It's got a top hat logo as a side patch from the 52 World Series. I think it is like one of the best looking hats. Just like if you're a Yankees fan and I mean, hell, people aren't even Yankees fans. They buy Yankees hats. So if you will wear a Yankees hat, this is a good hat for $25.
Seriously. $25, dude. That's insane. The only hat on here that's not $25 is this paper plane hat. I just see it's for $40.
I mean, I don't want to be a hater, but paper planes to me, it just looks like they took Benny Gold's logo.
Same here. I also got a hat that I probably could. I don't know, man. I almost want to pull the trigger on it. This Los Angeles Angels hat. It's the lowercase a with the halo. It's nice. It doesn't say LA on the hat, and this logo, they weren't even calling themselves LA. This was the California Angels. Like, I kind of want to make an excuse for myself to pull the trigger on this, man. Somebody talk me out of it.
I'm looking at the Nationals beer pack thinking the same thing. So it's like got that like Capital logo on it. That's pretty dope. I think the last like group or pack or whatever, it's not really a Hat Club pack necessarily, but got to mention all these City Connect hats, man. There's so many. I somehow did not see the Kansas City Royals City Connect jerseys or fitted. And shout out to Clint.
Clint, you got to send us some barbecue, man.
You know, that is definitely one that I got to scoop up, I think.
They have the Taco Pack TB Tampa Bay for Taco Bell hat sitting there. in my size. I have one too many purple hats because I end up purple shoes, but man, makes me want to go get a chalupa right now.
Yeah.
I might have to make that move.
Yeah.
Pre-Thanksgiving taco.
Grab me a Mexican pizza.
Are they still doing Mexican pizzas? I thought it was like a real quick thing.
No, they brought it back for good now.
Oh, okay.
You know what they brought? They just brought back that I'm showing my cards here. I'm definitely addicted to Taco Bell, but the enchilada was like that, little like beef burrito thing, but it was all smothered in like cheese and sauce and stuff. I just had one of those.
That was my dad's. My dad used to kill those things, and then they disappeared. He was pissed. He's like, I'm never coming back here again. He'd get like 4. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. It wasn't even on the menu.
Right? Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, let's wrap up, talk about our kicks and fits for the episode. But y'all, seriously, this is like a crazy amount of dope hats on sale right now. Thankfully, I'm gonna publish this about an hour after we get done, so I'll have time to scoop any that I want. But like, I can't imagine that these will last long at these prices, especially because we're used to paying $50-$60 for these hats. So also,
if they don't, like, I'm gonna be mad at the people listening. Like, y'all supposed to be, supporting us and supporting Hat Club. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we're not getting any funds from this, but there's good guys over there and they make good hats. These hats need a home. Okay, adopt a hat.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh man, get your hat spayed and neutered. All that good stuff. Is Bob Barker still alive?
I don't know.
The dude's been looking like a death's door for like my whole life. Him and Happy Gilmore, he looked 100.
Yeah, he's 98. He's still kicking, man.
Jesus Christ. All right. Keep kicking, Bob Barker.
Legend.
I know, right?
98. That's wild. All right.
Kicks and fits
time? You want to go first? Do you want me to go? Yep, let's do it.
You go first.
All right. I'm on my Kings shit right now. This is another one from Lids. Michelin Ness. Hardwood Classic. 50th. NBA 50 on the side. Had to break out some Pigeon New Balances for this one.
Damn.
Got a pretty close match there.
No,
with
that's
pink
on
and black.
point.
So, yeah.
I was struggling to find my colors to matching up, but no, you are on. Yeah, that's it right there. That is fire. So I pull out this Daybreakers Mariners hat with the 2001 All-Star Game. White guts. Where is this made? It is Bangladesh. There we go, Bangladesh. And I'm just gonna go with the old school Nike waffle trainers, Pretty close match,
nice.
Pretty close match, Pretty close.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Old school.
Classic choice. Well, that's another one in the books. I forget what episode this is, but man, we've been cranking, man. 22. Yeah, we're up there into the 20s. So
23, 22, something like that. But I mean, any last thoughts before we get out of here? What are you having for Thanksgiving? What's your go-to side dish? So when I was able to barbecue, which I can't do in San Francisco, seeing as I live in a loft building with a school behind me over here. I got a very small patio, not enough for a smoker. I used to do a tri-tip, sometimes ribs, and my specialty is dirty rice. That's my thing. I do the dirty rice.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm not a big turkey fan. I'll eat a piece. I'll do some ham. I'll do a little dressing, Brussels sprouts. Not a cranberry sauce kind of guy, All
right. I'm definitely. I'm not really a ham kind of guy. I don't really eat pork at all. I occasionally get some bacon here and there, but like most of the time I stay away from it. turkey is like it's whatever. But for me, mac and cheese. We got like green bean casserole, like you said, Brussels sprouts. Always love. Like I'm more of a sides guy when it comes to Thanksgiving than anything.
Yeah, I load a plate up with five or six sides.
Load the plate a few times. Yep.
Get a nice Hawaiian king roll in there too. Oh man.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Now I really gotta go get a chalupa, man. I'm getting hungry now.
Yep. All right. Taco Bell, hit us up. Send us some free, whatever. Sponsor the pod. We appreciate y'all.
This podcast has been sponsored by chalupas and Mexican pizzas.
Exactly. Oh man. All right. Well, let the folks know how they can find you outside of the show, man.
So like I said, Dexter Smooth as Eggs on everything. If you're ever in concert venues across San Francisco and you see me, give me a little fist bump, go Kings, or, talk shit. We can do that. That's fine. I'm usually got some time to do a little banter with the people. But also, I have another podcast, Industry Special. I don't have any of my logos laying around right now. I was going to flash that, but whatever. You can find that on all the platforms. Yeah, that's about it for me. Thank you, sir. Boom. I was looking for a coaster, too. I couldn't find one. But yeah. And shout out to Keith. He's got some other business he has to attend to. So, he'll be on the next one probably.
Yep. Get us back. Get the three Bramigos back for the next episode. But you can find me at Nick Engvall on all the platforms. More importantly, follow Crown and Stitch everywhere. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Give us a like, leave us a comment. Tell us what your favorite Turkey Day. I shouldn't say Turkey Day because not everybody eats Turkey Day. Your Thanksgiving meal is, what your favorite part about it is. And we appreciate y'all for supporting and listening, watching, all that stuff. We'll catch you on the next one. Make sure you hit those links. Get yourself some deals from Hack Club. Peace.